The individual you keep thinking about really does care about you in a deep way. However, the true reason for the space between the two of you might surprise you quite a bit. Take a deep and slow breath before you begin listening, because this message holds real importance. It does not feel light or just on the surface at all, as it reaches into the quiet area that exists between two people who sense strong emotions yet say very little to each other. If you want the real truth about why the person in your mind is distant, hit like right now so this reaches more people. When a certain person remains in your thoughts all the time, not just once in a while or by chance, but constantly, there exists a cause that goes far beyond simple coincidence. And if any type of space has grown between you, whether it shows up as emotional distance, physical separation, or complete quiet, then listen carefully to what comes next. The gap you notice is not what it seems on the surface. The person who stays in your thoughts truly loves you in their own quiet way. Their love is not expressed through dramatic words or constant messages, but through a calm, steady feeling that remains with them. They have not forgotten you or moved on without struggle. They still carry memories of your voice, your expressions, and the sense of comfort you gave them, holding those moments close because they mean more than they can easily express. Love does not always bring two people closer right away. Sometimes it causes them to pause because deep love awakens fear along with affection. Your presence reaches not only their heart, but also their hidden insecurities, old wounds, and fears of not being enough. That intensity can feel overwhelming, leading them to step back even while their feelings remain real. Space does not always mean a lack of love or care. Take a deep breath and comment. Breathe if you're ready for a message that hits deep. The silence often reflects the battle happening within them. They may want to be close and speak openly, yet fear and doubt keep holding them back. They question whether they are enough for you, whether they might disappoint you, or whether their love could somehow cause pain. For someone who cares deeply, these thoughts can become overwhelming. That is why distance becomes a form of self-protection, a way of guarding both their own heart and yours from the hurt they fear. If there is someone you cannot stop thinking about but they keep pulling away, they do not wish to lose you, yet they also fear failing to love you in the complete way you deserve. It remains difficult for them to express this openly or even to understand their own emotions fully at this time. They walk a thin line between wanting closeness and feeling the need to withdraw for a while. The space they create sometimes serves as the only method they know for handling these mixed feelings inside their heart. Every action and even the lack of action carries hidden meaning in such situations between two people. When a person steps back, it does not mean their heart feels empty, but rather that it feels very full and needs room to sort through everything carefully. Their affection continues steadily even when it stays unseen on the outside for now. They remember you during calm moments, think about small kind acts, replay past talks in their head, and consider what your presence adds to their life in quiet ways. The person you can't stop thinking about truly cares. Comment care if this already resonates. That counts as real love even if it feels different. Although it may look like distance from an outside view, the strength of their emotions often proves too deep for ordinary words or regular contact at this moment. Their care lives in the quiet times, in the pauses, and in the unseen links that join their thoughts to yours over time. Understanding this situation asks for patience and the ability to notice love not only in visible deeds, but also in silence and careful holding back. It represents a complex and layered type of affection that challenges both people because it does not follow a simple path forward. This kind of bond needs empathy, kindness, and the willingness to look past what appears on the surface of things. You might feel puzzled or sad because of the gap, yet the person in your thoughts often stays nearer than you realize in their own way. Their love continues even during quiet periods when words are few. In the end, the space between you says nothing about your worth or their true feelings. It reflects how complicated love can become when deep care meets personal fears. Love does not always stay loud or obvious. Sometimes it grows through quiet longing, unspoken care, and the space that keeps two hearts connected while allowing them room to breathe. The next time you feel that distance, remember that their silence does not always mean absence, but a presence they carry quietly while facing their own inner struggles. They continue working through their fears, doubts, and challenges, yet their affection remains steady beneath the surface. This distance is not the result of anything you did wrong, but because your connection awakened feelings they were not fully prepared to handle. Rather than rejection, their silence often becomes a form of self-protection, a shield around emotions that feel overwhelming. The space exists not because they care too little, but because they care deeply. Comment: distance. If there's someone you think about constantly, but they keep pulling away, vulnerability feels risky to them, and they fear losing control over emotions they cannot easily manage, so they choose silence, not to hurt you, but to protect themselves from possible pain. Deep down, they may believe you deserve someone stronger, steadier, or more complete than they feel they are. They see your emotional depth, your openness, and your ability to love freely, and instead of feeling equal to it, they sometimes step back, believing they need more time to heal before they can fully meet you where you are. In this way, the space becomes a complicated form of care that affects both of you. While you wonder about the silence, they are fighting an unseen battle, torn between reaching out and staying quiet, afraid of disappointing you or causing pain. Their silence may look peaceful from the outside, but inside it is filled with constant thoughts. They replay your conversations, your smiles, your looks, and every shared moment, while comparing their own flaws to your qualities. Type yes if you want me to reveal the hidden fear behind their silence and distance. You may think they feel indifferent, but the opposite is often true because their emotions are so strong they leave them feeling stuck. They are pulled in two directions at once, longing for closeness while fearing failure and vulnerability. The stronger their desire to connect, the greater their fear becomes, leading them to step back for protection. Every pause, every delay, and every moment of distance reflects the inner storm they are trying to manage, even when you cannot see it. They are facing personal battles you cannot fight for them. Although their distance may feel like abandonment, they withdraw because their emotions seem too heavy to carry right now. They are trying to navigate fear, hope, and longing while protecting both of you from possible pain. They worry about losing themselves or not being enough for someone they see as deeply important. Beneath the silence, their feelings remain real as they continue balancing love, hesitation, and the realities of everyday life. Their heart stays active in private thoughts, unspoken ideas, and dreams of peaceful times together in the future. They hold on in their unique manner, even if it does not match the usual visible signs of affection that others expect. One day, when conditions feel right and their worries ease, they may come forward again with more readiness. This would happen not from forgetting you, but because genuine care never fully disappears from those who experience it strongly. Until that time, the distance mirrors their personal challenges and serves as quiet proof of the love they carry inside their heart. They miss you in ways they rarely share with others around them. Love that lacks personal healing often creates gaps like this one. Here lies a hard fact that many avoid facing directly in life. Affection alone may not suffice if someone still carries old injuries from past experiences that affect them now. Comment shocked if you never realized love could create this much space between two people. Past hurts around trust, independence, or commitment can make new closeness feel scary instead of safe for them. Your open presence brings a sense of responsibility that might lead to pain if not handled well, so they build space not from lack of care, but from caring in a way that alarms them inside. They do not fully trust their own ability to stay steady or protect your heart as it deserves at this point. This awareness frightens them because they sense your deep feelings and commitment toward the connection. Distance then seems like the safer option than risking harm to what matters. Now, let us consider your side and why your thoughts return to them so often without stopping. Emotional links do not simply stop when talk ends between people. Your inner sense picked up on unfinished energy and words never fully said in the past. A bond that did not get the chance to develop completely still lingers. Your mind circles back because something still waits for resolution and feels paused or incomplete in your heart. Gaps without clear endings create repeating thoughts around memories, possibilities, and questions without quick answers to them. You picture different outcomes, review shared times, and try to understand the quiet that settled in. This goes beyond simple memories, because it involves the unfinished matters of the heart that stay with you. You process the remaining traces of a connection that never reached full expression in the way hoped. Even when you attempt to move forward, your thoughts seek a sense of completion naturally over time. This shows the strength of the original bond rather than any issue in you as a person. Share this with someone who is stuck thinking about a person who suddenly became distant in their life. Emotional circles appear when love gets interrupted and leaves a lasting mark that quietly reminds you of past moments and future hopes that could be. You might feel uneasy or annoyed with yourself for constant thoughts about them. Yet this remains a normal process that many go through after meaningful connections. Your heart and mind work to understand what your deeper self recognized as meaningful, even if outside conditions stopped it for a while. Space does not remove love, but only delays its full resolution in many cases. Recognizing this can create a gentle feeling of ease because returning thoughts do not prove weakness or failure on your part. They indicate that the shared experience held real importance and that the link continues even without regular contact between you. True bonds exist beyond visible presence and show themselves in unseen ways that shape your inner world deeply. Every quiet period and created distance holds some purpose, even when hard to see immediately in the moment. Sometimes space teaches patience, inner strength, and better self-knowledge that grows with time. It pushes you to experience feelings completely, watch your own heart, and value what matters most to you in relationships. Your mind returns not because you feel trapped, but because your deeper self knows that love rarely follows straight lines and that proper timing along with healing play larger roles than we think. The connection between you carries living energy that does not vanish easily from the heart. It waits and asks for understanding, acceptance, and at times forgiveness toward all involved in the situation. In this period of waiting, you learn that love keeps meaning even without perfect completion right away. If this explanation of their inner battle touched you, comment inner if you feel their fear too. It leaves lasting impressions that guide future choices and build emotional wisdom inside you. Every returning thought forms part of your personal growth as your heart processes, your mind balances, and your soul recalls the difference between fear-based space and real care that exists. It shows that silence can act as its own form of language, and distance may hide love under the appearance of withdrawal for protection. You might not notice it clearly, yet it remains steady and real beneath the surface. One day, when conditions align and healing occurs, the paused energy may move forward with greater strength and awareness for both. Until then, your understanding of this pattern, patience with yourself, and ability to feel without forcing control become valuable lessons to hold on to. Every open question and revisited memory serves as proof of the depth you experienced and the lasting strength of the bond you shared. Love stays alive even in quiet forms that develop slowly. They think of you during unexpected moments like late nights or when small things bring back memories of your time. They wonder about your well-being and consider what might have happened if they had shown more courage in the past. Yet fear often stops them from reaching out and creates a kind of freeze despite deep wishes they hold. They replay past interactions and imagine different words or actions, but hesitation wins for now in their journey. The surprising fact about this space is that the connection holds power to change them in important ways over time, and any real change can feel scary when it arrives. You bring forward parts of themselves they were not prepared to face fully, so they step back to pause the process and sort things inside. This distance works as a waiting time for inner sorting rather than lack of emotion on their side. Forcing quick endings or answers usually backfires because pressure increases their fears even more. Some understandings only appear when inner calm returns and healing progresses naturally without rush. Patience and space allow clarity to develop on its own in due course. This situation does not mean you lack lovability or that you asked for too much from the connection. The connection was real and you met someone who cared but was not yet prepared to match your emotional level completely. That fact does not reduce your value or show any failure on your part at all. It simply highlights how timing and personal readiness often guide relationships more than pure wishes alone. You shared genuine affection even if it included gaps and quiet, and that experience left meaningful traces on both sides involved. Distance and silence do not cancel what existed, but reflect personal struggles and growth still needed for progress. Love does not always end when it seems absent from view. Sometimes it waits, develops quietly, and becomes ready when both hearts align once more. The effects of your shared time stay with you and shape your future ability to understand and care for others. Share this with someone who's stuck thinking about a person who suddenly became distant. You learn patience, self-kindness, and the skill to hold room for another person's fears without losing your own balance in life. You discover that love includes respect for hidden struggles, even when shown through silence that lingers. The deepest forms of care may hide behind hesitation, yet they remain real and meaningful. You deserve affection that meets you with equal strength and steadiness over time. The space and pauses form part of a bigger story involving healing and proper timing for everyone. Every emotion and memory proves the connection held importance and taught you about your own deep capacity to love without limits. These lessons will help create more balanced relationships ahead, whether with this person or someone new who matches your energy. Honor your feelings and allow room for growth on all sides. Respect the process for both hearts as they navigate their paths. Know that distance does not remove love, but sometimes reshapes it into something wiser and longer lasting in the end. Your connection lives on inside you and guides your path toward better understanding of patience and emotional depth that grows. Love does not always require constant togetherness to stay alive and true. Comment: vulnerable. If you've ever felt someone pull away even though they clearly care, sometimes it means allowing space for personal development, choosing quiet for reflection, or stepping back to heal old wounds carefully. Not every bond stays in its original form because some exist mainly to teach important lessons about yourself and emotional growth along the way. If they return one day, it will happen with greater awareness after fear loses power and healing brings courage forward. Until then, the distance serves its own purpose in the larger journey of life. Stop blaming yourself for another person's unhealed issues or shrinking your own needs to protect them unnecessarily. If the care is true, they will meet you fully rather than in pieces over time. Otherwise, the space acts as guidance towards someone who can match your depth with consistency and openness. Someone can feel strong affection for you and still not feel ready to stay close right away. And that truth, while difficult, does not break your value as a person at all. It leads you toward love that grows steadily without needing distance for survival in the relationship. Your heart deserves care that honors your ability to love without constant fear holding it back. The quiet times and reflections are not wasted because they prepare you for relationships that feel balanced and fulfilling in the future. These insights about the mind and heart can bring clarity when love feels complicated or distant. Understanding hidden patterns helps you move through connections with greater awareness and kindness toward yourself always. Love may stay quiet or distant, yet it never lacks meaning completely in its essence. Every part of this experience guides you toward the kind of affection that truly lasts through challenges and time. Like this video if it touched your thoughts in some way. Like this video, comment which part shocked you most about their hidden love, and subscribe for more deep insights on love, fear, and emotional distance.